Hello, it's Randy Rhodes. Here's a clip from our show, and go to randyrhodes.com for the whole thing and a podcast. Buy a stinking podcast.
Mary had a little man.
The fault. We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon. I have a dream today. Change has come to America.
Believe me.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randy Rhodes Show.
Turn up your mind.
I am today starting the process of terminating the diversity lottery program.
What?
I'm going to ask Congress to immediately initiate work to get rid of this program. Diversity and diversity lottery. Diversity lottery sounds nice. It's not nice. It's not good.
You don't even know what it is.
It's not good. It hasn't been good. We've been against it.
You don't know what it is.
So we want to immediately work with Congress on the diversity lottery program, on terminating it, getting rid of it. We want a merit-based program where people come into our country based on merit. And we want to get rid of chain migration. This man that came in, or whatever you want to call him,
Jesus.
brought in with him other people. And he was the point of contact, the primary point of contact for, and this is preliminarily, 23 people that came in or potentially came in with him.
Potentially came in.
And that's not acceptable. So we want to get rid of chain migration.
It's not true either.
And we've wanted to do that for a long time. And I've been wanting to do it for a long time. And we'll be asking Congress to start working on it immediately. There are bills already about ending chain migration. And we have a lot of good bills in there. We're being stopped by Democrats because
What?
they're obstructionists.
What?
And honestly, they don't want to do what's right for our country.
Okay, bite me. Seriously, dude, this is unbelievable. So yesterday, as you know, a man from Uzbekistan who came in to the United States legally in 2010 when he was about 22 years old. He's 29 now. He is in police custody. He was shot in the stomach. He did kill 8 people, and he injured 12 others or 11 others, now they're telling us. And Donald Trump has decided that he is going to tweet that this is Chuck Schumer's fault. I mean, I don't know how many of you follow the Twitters that Donald Trump sends, but last night, this is unbelievable because remember, in Las Vegas, where 58 people were killed and hundreds of people were wounded, the president did not want to talk about this, any solution to that problem of a American terrorist getting access to crazy amounts of weapons, bringing them into a hotel in Las Vegas. Right? It was too soon. It was just he needed all the facts and he this and he that, and so we weren't going to talk about it. Remember?
When I make a statement, I like to be correct. I want the facts. This event just happened. In fact, a lot of the event didn't even happen yet as we were speaking. This event just happened. Before I make a statement, I need the facts. So I don't want to rush into a statement. So making the statement when I made it was excellent.
Excellent. Was excellent. Then they asked Mitch McConnell in the Senate, are you going to take up gun control or are you going to do anything on the bump stocks, right? It's too soon.
I think it's particularly inappropriate to politicize an event like this. It just happened within the last day and a half. It's entirely premature to be discussing about legislative solutions, if any.
Yes, and you would know about premature, wouldn't you? Or your wife would, because there she is standing there next to the president. That's her right there, the president.
I want the facts.
That's Mitch McConnell's
this
wife.
Event just happened. In fact, a lot of the event didn't even happen yet.
Didn't even happen yet, which is what you tell her, right?
I think it's particularly inappropriate to politicize an event like this. It just happened within the last day and a half. It's entirely premature to be discussing about legislative solutions, if any.
Mr. Leader, bump stocks, should they be legal, regardless of the events of the last week?
As I said, we're in the middle of the investigation. We'll see what that reveals. And at the end of that, there'd be an appropriate time to discuss it.
What did the investigation reveal, Mitch? And are you ready now to talk about bump stocks? Are you ready now? Are you ready? You're done with your premature, the event is still ongoing from what I understand. Oh, this is unbelievable. And then Sarah Huckabee Sanders was asked about whether or not it was too soon.
Has this particular massacre made the president think anything more about pursuing tighter gun laws, such as background checks, to prevent massacres like this from happening again?
Look, this is an unspeakable tragedy. Today is a day for consoling the survivors and mourning those we lost. Our thoughts and prayers are certainly with all of those individuals.
Thoughts and prayers, everybody.
There's a time and place for a political debate, but now is the time to unite as a country. There's currently an open and ongoing law enforcement investigation. A motive is yet to be determined, and it would be premature for us to discuss policy when we don't fully know all the facts or what took place.
But before we knew all the facts or what took place yesterday, and before the president, and he still hasn't, by the way, called the governor of New York or the mayor of New York, the president hasn't bothered, but the president started tweeting. And he said, the terrorists came into our country through what is called the Diversity Visa Lottery Program, a Chuck Schumer beauty. I want merit-based. And then he tweeted again, we are fighting hard for merit-based. No more Democrat lottery systems. We must get much caps, tougher and smarter. And then he said this little statement today where the Democrats don't want. Can I just in 30 seconds explain to you what the lottery system is, when it passed, and what happened to it? Okay, 1990. There was when H.W. Bush was president in 1990. That is when the diversity visa lottery program was passed by a bipartisan effort in the House, a bipartisan effort in the Senate, and signed by a Republican president. Fast forward to 2013. In 2013, the Democrats were trying to do. Oh, and by the way, in 1990, Chuck Schumer was a House member. Just to put it in context. All right. Then in 2013, Democrats were trying to work on comprehensive immigration reform. And one of the things that Chuck Schumer was advocating for, and so was the Gang of Eight, of which Jeff Flake, the Republican, who just, said, I can't, I have to leave. I can't fight him anymore. It's too much for me. I'm overloaded with lies. Jeff Flake was also on the Gang of Eight, and Jeff Flake tweeted this morning as well that this is true, that Chuck Schumer and the Gang of Eight tried to repeal and the diversity visa lottery program. They voted on it in the Gang of Eight in their committee. They put it on the floor, passed the Senate, and then it went to the House where it died. They never would vote on comprehensive immigration reform because the Republicans are obstructionists.
Absolutely correct, sir.
Thank you. So the president is pulling stuff out of his ass again and making stuff up again just because he wants to make political hay again off of Muslims. Chuck Schumer went on the floor and he said, yes, I saw the president's tweets.
Now, Mr. President, I've seen the tweets from President Trump. After September 11th, the first thing that President Bush did was invite Senator Clinton and me to the White House, where he pledged to do what was ever in his power to help our city. President Bush, in a moment of national tragedy, understood the meaning of his high office and sought to bring our country together. President Trump, where is your leadership? The contrast between President Bush's actions after 9/11 and President Trump's actions this morning could not be starker. Again, Mr. President, President Trump, where is your leadership?
Good question. Now, check this out. So the president sits there today and he can't pronounce the diversity visa lottery. He can't pronounce diversity. It's not in his vocabulary, the word diversity. Okay. I accept that he doesn't know what diversity is, nor does he respect it, nor does he applaud it, okay, but now you know the history of this lottery thing. It was passed by, a Republican, a bipartisan, let's just call it bipartisan effort in the House and in the Senate in 1990, and it was signed into law by H.W. Bush. All right, in 2013, Chuck Schumer, the Gang of Eight, they tried to do comprehensive immigration reform, as you may recall, and it failed to even get a vote in the House. The Republican House would not take up comprehensive immigration reform, and part of it was to get rid of this diversity visa lottery program. Okay, so now the president is sitting there and he's lying. He's lying to make political hay is what he's doing. All right, we get that. Now, Sarah Sanders today in her press briefing was asked, why is he making this political? Just to get her on the record, because everybody knows who follows politics that a Republican president signed this lottery thing into law in 1990, and that the Democrats were trying to get it taken out into 2013, but the obstructionists in the House who would not let Obama do jack crap, including appoint a Supreme Court justice, stood in his way and wouldn't even take it to the floor for a vote. Okay, that was like, that was Boner, right?
And in fact, days after the horrific shooting in Las Vegas, the president repeatedly said, now is not the time to talk about policy. Now is not the time to talk about politics. That's for another time. Right now, we need to mourn the dead.
Right.
Yet this morning, the president launched into a political argument with Senator Chuck Schumer on Twitter, literally hours after this incident yesterday. Why was he so quick to go the political route and point fingers at Chuck Schumer for the fact that this person was in the country at all?
Seriously.
Well, look, this wasn't about going the political route. This is something that, frankly, the president's been talking about for a long time. This isn't a new policy. This isn't a new position. This isn't a new conversation. The president has been talking about extreme vetting and the need for that for the purpose of protecting the citizens of this country since he was a candidate, long before he was ever president. This isn't a new argument. This isn't a new position. And this wasn't new for the president to speak about it.
All right, then. So the president has been president for 10 months, Sarah. Where is the legislation? He's got a Republican House, a Republican Senate. They would take it up, right? They would take it up. They would do anything for him, right? Right? No. The president doesn't even know what the diversity visa lottery program is, and that's why he couldn't pronounce it this morning.
I am today starting the process of terminating the diversity lottery program. I'm going to ask Congress to immediately initiate work to get rid of this program. Diversity and diversity.
He doesn't even know what it is, okay? And that's why he's not done anything. All this man has done was issue a Muslim ban that did not cover this country, Uzbekistan, who, remember Herman Cain, when he was asked about the problems in Uzbekistan, he called it Uzbeki-Becky-Stan-Stan. Okay, this is the Republican, foreign policy team here. Uzbeki-Becky-Stan-Stan. All the president has come up with is a Muslim ban that has been rejected by every single court that has looked at it. He has never asked Congress to end or begin or do comprehensive immigration. He hasn't asked them for jack crap, okay? He asked them to repeal Obamacare. They failed to do that. Now he's asking them for tax cuts. And they had to postpone the announcement on the tax cuts because they're still arguing amongst themselves. We were supposed to have the tax plan today. We will not have the tax plan today. And it's not because of the terror. It's because they can't agree. So who is he kidding with this? And he blames Chuck Schumer, who was a House member in 1990, for what HW signed. Go to RandyRhodes.com for the whole thing and a podcast. Buy a stinking podcast.